The 90s gave us cars that hit 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds and topped 200 miles per hour. Technology was exploding. The designs were bold. Every brand was trying to outdo the next. These are the top 10 cars that defined a golden era. Let's count down. Number 10. Toyota Supra Turbo, A80. Built between 1993 and 2002, the Toyota Supra Turbo stands as one of the most significant performance cars of the entire decade. This beast came with a 3.0-liter inline-six engine making 276 horsepower in Japan and around 320 in the US. But the real secret lay in its incredible tuning potential. Enthusiasts discovered that with just a few strategic upgrades, the Supra could produce legitimate supercar-level performance. Its rear-wheel drive setup, 6-speed Getrag manual, and near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution gave it razor-sharp handling, while the turbos provided smooth yet explosive power. The exterior design was pure 90s perfection with wide body kit, low stance, and that iconic rear wing that still turns heads decades later. The Supra became a legend after the Fast and the Furious, with values skyrocketing to $100,000 to over $175,000 depending on condition and rarity. Number 9. Mazda RX-7 FD3S. The Mazda RX-7 feels more alive than mechanical, delivering lightweight, incredible agility, and endlessly addictive driving dynamics. Built between 1992 and 2002, the FD3S represented the most famous version of this legendary nameplate. Instead of a conventional piston engine, it ran Mazda's legendary 13 BREW rotary engine, a 1.3-liter twin-rotor unit with twin sequential turbochargers producing around 276 horsepower. The FD3S was engineered entirely around balance and precision, featuring perfect 50-50 weight distribution, responsive rear-wheel drive, and razor-sharp steering that made it feel like a high-powered go-kart. It accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5 seconds, creating pure adrenaline-fueled excitement. Design-wise, the FD3S was an absolute work of art with its low profile, smooth curves, distinctive pop-up headlights, and flowing lines that made it look fast even standing still. Today, the RX-7 FD3S represents pure JDM royalty, with clean examples commanding $60,000 to $100,000 and mint specimens selling for even higher amounts. Number 8. Mazda MX-5 Miata, NA. You simply cannot talk about 90s cars without mentioning the legendary MX-5 Miata, the original modern roadster that changed everything. This car was small, lightweight, and built with a singular purpose to make driving fun again. Produced from 1989 to 1997, it came equipped with either a 1.6 or 1.8-liter engine paired with rear-wheel drive and a manual transmission that shifted with butter-smooth precision. It only produced about 115 horsepower, but the way the Miata used that modest power made you feel like a professional racing driver even at 40 miles per hour. The chassis balance was absolutely spot on, and the handling made every drive feel special and intentional. Most Miatas rolled off the factory floor painted in classic red, but that bright Mariner blue still hits different for collectors and enthusiasts. This was simple, honest, and pure undiluted joy on 4 wheels. Number 7. Porsche 911 993 Turbo S. The Porsche 911 993 Turbo S is undeniably special as the final air-cooled generation before water cooling took over. Built between 1994 and 1998, it packed a revolutionary 3.6-liter twin-turbo flat-six producing 450 horsepower and accelerating from 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds. Supercar speed that remains competitive even today. That perfect balance of old-school analog driving feel combined with new-school turbocharged punch created something truly special. The build quality was rock solid with meticulous attention to detail, while the appearance was muscular, compact, and unmistakably Porsche. You get behind the wheel, hear those turbos whistle and build boost pressure, and finally understand why this car sits at the very top of so many dream lists. The driving experience is visceral and immediate, creating a connection that cannot be replicated by electronic aids in newer vehicles. Number 6. Honda NSX. The Honda NSX showed the entire world that exotic supercars didn't have to be temperamental or unreliable. Introduced in 1990, it came equipped with a refined 3.0-liter V6 engine, an advanced aluminum chassis, and arguably one of the finest manual gearboxes ever engineered by any manufacturer. With 270 horsepower deployed through a mid-engine layout and perfectly calibrated rear-wheel drive, the NSX achieved something revolutionary. The famous Formula One driver Ayrton Senna himself helped develop and tune the suspension geometry, bringing his legendary expertise to the project. You can absolutely feel Senna's influence when you drive one. The steering is delicate and responsive. The throttle response is instant and linear. It didn't shout like a Lamborghini. It whispered quiet confidence and proved that you could build supercars that were reliable, user-friendly, and still delivered world-class performance. Number 5. Mercedes W124500E. This one represents the ultimate sleeper car that nobody expects until it destroys you on the highway. The 500E was an incredible collaboration between Mercedes-Benz and Porsche, built from 1990 to 1995. It looked exactly like a regular E-Class sedan from the outside, completely unremarkable at first glance. But underneath sat a powerful 5.0-liter V8, producing 322 horsepower, hitting 0 to 60 in 6 seconds flat despite being a large luxury sedan. Porsche actually hand-assembled every single engine at their Stuttgart facility, which is wild to think about given the Mercedes-Benz badge. The only real giveaway was the slightly wider stance and marginally lower ride height compared to the regular E-Class. You'd see one glide past and never realize you got completely smoked by a luxury missile with a V8 beating inside. Number 4. Nissan 300ZX C32. The Nissan 300ZX represents peak 90s cool combined with serious performance and striking design. Built from 1989 to 2000, it came equipped with a 3.0-liter V6 available in naturally aspirated or turbocharged form, with the twin-turbo variant making up to 300 horsepower. The twin-turbo model could accelerate from 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds while looking absolutely incredible, attracting attention at every stoplight. Those iconic pop-up headlights, purposeful wide stance, and smooth flowing lines made it look futuristic in the 90s and still maintains stunning visual appeal today. It handled beautifully thanks to its well-tuned chassis, and certain models featured innovative four-wheel steering that enhanced performance. The 300ZX was Japan flexing both engineering capability and stunning design language in one cohesive package. Number 3. Subaru Impreza 22B. The 22B is an authentic piece of rally racing history and motorsports heritage distilled into a road-legal package. Built in 1998 to celebrate Subaru's third World Rally Championship title, only 400 units were produced worldwide. These 400 cars sold out in less than an hour after becoming available, demonstrating immediate appeal among enthusiasts and collectors. It featured a 2.2-liter turbocharged boxer engine producing 276 horsepower, permanent all-wheel drive, and that signature aggressive blue paint scheme with gold alloy wheels. This car wasn't built for luxury or comfort. It was engineered specifically to dominate corners and conquer challenging terrain. The flared fenders accommodate wider performance tires, the aggressive stance commands respect, and the insane grip levels made it feel like a rally car with license plates. Even today, collectors go absolutely nuts when a 22B appears on the market. Number 2. BMW E36 M3. If you grew up during the 1990s, the BMW E36 M3 was undoubtedly the car that every young gearhead dreamed about owning. The E36 marked the moment when BMW transformed the M3 from a raw track machine into a refined driver's car that still possessed serious performance credentials. Under the hood sat a 3.0-liter inline-six initially, later upgraded to 3.2 liters, producing 240 horsepower in the US market and considerably more in European specs. It could sprint from 0 to 60 in around 5.5 seconds, but that barely scratches the surface of what made it truly special. This was a car built entirely around the feeling of driving, with steering that featured signature BMW precision, heavy, direct, with phenomenal feedback on every input. Every corner, shift, and throttle application felt completely natural, like the car was reading your mind. The chassis balance was nearly perfect, and when you pushed it, the rear would slide just enough to remind you that you're controlling something genuinely special. Number 1. Lamborghini Diablo. If the 1990s had a spirit animal, it would have been the Lamborghini Diablo. Loud, flashy, untamed, and absolutely obsessed with being the center of attention. Produced from 1990 to 2001, it packed a massive 5.7-liter V12 engine producing 485 horsepower, launching from 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds with a top speed exceeding 200 miles per hour. The looks were absolutely insane, with dramatic scissor doors that rotate upward, an engine that howls with mechanical fury, and styling that made people lose their minds whenever one passed by. It wasn't comfortable, wasn't subtle, but it was completely iconic and unforgettable. The Diablo VT later added all-wheel drive, but even the base model felt like controlling pure chaos. This wasn't a car you simply drove. It was a car you genuinely survived and conquered through sheer force of will. That wraps up the top 10 cars from the 90s that define an unforgettable era. Some you could daily drive without major issues, while others might actually try to kill you on the road, but all defined a truly golden age of automotive design and engineering. Which one would you park in your dream garage?